think I think we're live. Let's give it a little bit here. Yes, happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody out there. Hope everybody had good tacos today. We are removing the latest tire test tires, and spoiler alert, they were pretty terrible. Pretty terrible. They did not do well. These are some weird name from Amazon, some cheapies that I got, and they were not good. Rock Terrain Crawler tires, 64. We just tested them. They didn't do well. I keep looking for that. Keep looking for that cheap gem. That really cheap gem on Amazon. These were $9.99 for the set of 4. So I look for the cheap ones, and I just kind of always keep my fingers crossed that maybe one day I'll find a really cheap set that are worth buying. These are not those, however. It was pretty predictable and kind of same as usual. Oh, that one was loose already. Look at that. I don't know if I didn't get that one tight. Yeah, that must have been the case because it surely couldn't have come that loose. This thing was super loose. There we go. So we're going to swap these out. So they are done being tested, and they are definitely not worth keeping. So we'll swap them out. We'll get our test Jura yellows back out of them. We'll put the foams that they came with back in them. The only difference between them now and when I got them is they now have 2 holes punched in them. So I punched 2 holes in them. Other than that, they are the same as received. And I had a little bag for them. I do have the bag still. So what we're going to put on here, onto the test wheels, is Proline trenchers. And Proline, you can't get them unless you get them mounted. So they're pre-mounted on. I mean, they're not terrible. They're 1-inch plastic bead locks, 3-screw bead locks. Which, I mean, I don't know. My issue with it is I don't know who wants these plastic bead locks. They're charging you $24. Charge us $5 less and keep your plastic bead locks that nobody wants. That's my advice to Proline. On the 24 scale tires, just sell us the tires, okay? Again, I mean, they're fine. They're functional. There's nothing wrong with the wheels, but in my case, and I think in most cases, we're looking for a little bit of extra weight down low on these 24 scale rigs. And these plastic beadlocks are giving you none of that, right? So they come with it's a pretty soft foam. Foam looks like it fits nicely. Uh, no ribbing, no belting on the trenchers. They're not very sticky, maybe a little sticky. Uh, I gotta get the right inserts too, so I gotta go with the smaller diameter inserts on these guys. They won't take the big Injora silicone, so I've got some class one Injora silicones I can throw in here. So I'll have to dig those out as well, but that's a 2 millimeter hole. And I'm old, so I gotta put my glasses on, or I won't be able to see what's going on. But I'm just gonna go right in the middle of the tread here. Do one right there. Flip it around 180 degrees. Pop one there. Pull those plugs out. So Tilted Tomsky mentioned that he really likes the trenchers. So we're gonna test them out. Let me get the right inserts. Here we go. Here's our class one Jora yellows. Let's see. Ooh, they're gonna be a little overstuffed maybe with these. Let's see. Get them worked in there. No, it's not overstuffed. No, they fit real nice actually. So these are 57s, 57 millimeters overall diameter. And I was looking at the sheet a minute ago, thinking about these trenchers because, like I said, Tilted Tompkins said he really likes these trenchers. And um, I haven't tested a whole lot of 57 mils, right? So like class ones, I haven't tested a whole lot of them, but I've tested several, and they don't do as well here um, on my particular test board because my test board really is kind of geared toward the class two, really kind of geared toward the like 64s and bigger. And it seems like the bigger we get, even when we get up into the 70s, which I've got a set of 70s actually that I bought recently too, some hobby soles that are 70. So I'm going to test those. But like the 64s tend to do well. Now, that being said, these guys are 64 and they did terrible. So, but the compound on them is just not, it's not good. And the tread pattern I don't think is all that great either. It's basically the same. And I said this in the video. Those are gonna do well. Those fit nicely. So that's the mounted up um, Proline trencher. Yeah, I think those are gonna do well. The compound feels good, which is a good start at least. But I think the tread. So the tread on these is real similar to a Maverick. So it's kind of got that same lug shape, but the lugs are bigger and there's less space in between them. So they're pretty tightly packed lug. I think that might hurt them a little bit too. Uh, we will we'll put these Proline wheels back together, mostly so I don't lose the screws. Um, I mean, like I said, I think these Proline wheels are fine wheels. Like they're totally functional. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just they're so light. And in the 24 scale stuff, you really need weight down low. Probably the cheapest and easiest way to do that is with wheels. So I don't know. I don't know who's out there looking for plastic wheels in the 24 scale stuff. They're just too light. So I don't know why Proline makes us buy them to get their tires. Other than it's an easy way to up that overall value and get a kind of a higher ring, I guess, every time they sell a set of tires, which I don't love because I'd like to pay less and um, not have something that I don't want. They're making you buy something you don't want, which I don't. I don't care for that. I wish they wouldn't do that. But the foams that came with these things, with these guys, they're pretty stiff, like a extra medium. I don't know. I don't know how to. They're stiffer than a medium. I don't know that I've had a foam that was harder than these. A single stage silicone or a single stage foam that felt harder. Whoa! Look at that. These screws are really in here. But at any rate, we're gonna get there and punch some holes in some trenchers, mount them up. We're not going to test them tonight. Obviously, we got to do a separate video for that, but we'll get them ready to be tested. They are next on the list to be tested. And then we've got one more set of hobby soles, and then I'm kind of out of tires to test again. But we keep looking. We're looking every day out there. I think on the last video, the last tire test video was the blue KLRM clones. I got a comment. The guy just said why, and I don't know if the why, and it could be both, I suppose. I don't know if the why was why did you buy those, like why are you testing those, or why did they make those. But I mean, the answer to why did they make them is because people will buy them, right, to try to match their truck with blue, or who knows why they'll buy them, but they will. And why did I buy them? To test them, because I don't know, they're different, kind of weird. I thought it might be kind of fun. They weren't good, not at all good. but hey, I am ever optimistic that I will find a set of cheap, no-name crawler tires on Amazon one day and get them here, and they will do amazing. What are the odds? I don't know, but I'm optimistic. I'm hoping that it's going to happen. So we will see. But this is the first thing that I'm doing tonight. These are not directional at all, these trenchers. And the 24 scale trenchers are a little weird. So they've only got one row in the center. The 10 scale trenchers have like 2 rows of the same pattern side by side. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Then I guess when you get to that small, it's hard. So those treads would be like incredibly small if they shrunk them down enough to double them up side by side like they are on the 10 scale version. So yeah, so they just kind of omitted a row of tread when they went down to the 24 scale size. This is my first set of trenchers. I've never, I'm aware of the trenchers in the 10 scale. When they came out, they were really, really hot. They were kind of like, I don't know, people said, I mean, the Hyrax were super popular when they first came out in the 10th scale, and I had a couple sets, and at the time they were the best. They were the best ones you could get, really, you know. But now I don't think that's the case really at all. I think they're actually probably subpar compared to what's available today. But when they came out, like in I don't know 2018 or 2019, something like that, they were really some of the best crawler tires you could get at the time. They came out in G8, and then I don't know, 6 months or a year later, they put them out in Predator, and they were pretty amazing in Predator at the time. No one was really, I don't know, it just wasn't as a big a selection in crawler tires, 10 scale crawler tires back then, and yeah, they were good. I mean, it was basically, Proline had the ones that they've always had, the Super Swampers, and there were Rock Beasts from Pitbull, but I never had Rock Beasts, but I had some Growlers maybe. I had a couple of sets of Pitbull tires, and they're expensive. They're like more expensive than almost everybody else of the same, in the same area. And for me, they didn't do as well as like Prolines and Predator. And these days, I really like J Concepts green in the 10 scale stuff, even in the 24 scale stuff too. J Concepts makes some great tires. But yeah, just never, I don't know, Pitbull never really did the thing on my trucks and in my area. So when I used to comp locally, there were some guys who did some Rock Beast XORs, I think, and they did well. They were pretty rig specific though. They had to be heavy, or the trucks that I saw them do well on were heavy. They were heavier than anything I was building and running at the time. So I think maybe that's got something to do with it. Maybe if I had a rig that was heavier, the Pitbull tires would have done a little better for me. But anyway, now we are, and they don't really give a compound on these that I could find. Those are really soft. The foams are really soft on these trenchers. Like in the 10 scale stuff, you can get Prolines and G8 or Predator, right? Most of them are available in both. I think maybe some are only available in one or the other, but in the 24 scale, they don't even tell you. It's just like they don't specify a compound at all. It's just the 24 scale trencher. There's only one, and it is what it is, I guess. So, but anyway, yeah, we're just mounting up the next test tires, taking off the last test tires and mounting up the new ones. And I'm looking forward to these. I think these are going to be fun. I think they're going to do pretty well. I think they're going to do, we've had, so the Hamrocks were the last class 1 kind of diameter that I tested, and they did well. For a 57 mil, I mean, they're the top of the 57 mil of the class 1s. They've scored the best so far of a class 1, and I think these are going to be hopefully similar. They're gonna be kind of in that same conversation for like top of the class 1 group. They feel, I can tell the compound feels good. I think, and the squish is good. They're taking these Endure silicones well, so I think they're going to do well. I would be shocked if they're not up there. I don't know. The Hamrocks are sticky, man. Those new Endura, that new Endura compound that they do on the Mavericks and the Hamrocks and stuff, it's kind of crazy good, you know. So I don't know if these will do that well, but I think they'll do, you know, well for a 57 mil. You know, my board is set up for bigger tires. Basically, it's set up for Class 2 tires. So the 57 struggle mostly because you get a lot of diff hang and a lot of belly hang and stuff like that because the smaller diameter. When you put Wiley on a 63, 62, 63 mil tire or bigger, that's when you're getting like, what can this tire actually do, right? When you put him on guys this small, you're getting a little bit of what can the tire do, but you're getting some of the, just it's hard to overcome dragging your pumpkin everywhere and, dragging your belly everywhere. So, which I think makes the Hamrocks even all that more impressive because they were able to get enough grip to drag the belly and the pumpkins everywhere, I mean, that's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive what those Hamrocks did, I think. And I'm hoping that these are similar in their ability to drag Wiley up and over stuff, even though they're pretty small in stature. So we will see, though. We will see. Look at this guy unmounted. I'm going to have an update, too, for the live stream build here in a little bit. I wanted to get this done first, just kind of as some housekeeping, I guess. It's what I'm working on tonight, so figured I'd get these done. Set that there. Throw his phone back in him, and we'll put him back in the bag, and we will put him in the tested and need to find a home box, which is right down there. I have to wait on mounting this one because I need to do it on camera for the tire test for the trenchers, because I like to go over kind of some things about the tires, talk about them a little bit, and you guys can see me mount up the last one on those videos. So I'm just going to put this wheel back together. Put this wheel back together. We'll set it aside with the others. I need to unmount that trencher. So these are the two rear trenchers. There's the other front. There's the tire, or there's the wheel for that one. Oh, come on, buddy. We're going to unmount this one. Still got nobody watching. That's okay. You guys can watch this on the replay later on if you're interested. But we'll keep the foam out. We'll put this wheel back together so we don't lose any of the parts. Just got to kind of get them started. Don't need to tighten them down. Because I put these back on. This is the second Pro line that I've done. I did the what are the big ones called? Trepidors. I did the Trepidors. Trepidors did pretty well, actually. So, and I'm guessing that these are the same compound as what the Treps were. So I'm thinking these will do pretty well. And like I said, I've had reports. Tilted Tomsky said these do really well. So I'm expecting them to do well. Again, the only caveat being the diameter is going to hurt them, and there's just there's no way around that, right? The overall diameter is going to hurt them on my particular test board. So that just kind of is what it is, you know. But I'm sure they'll do well for the diameter, especially since the Treps did well. The Treps are the biggest, I think, of the Pro lines, which is why I kind of went with them. I'm going to throw this foam back in here. Hey, man, Tilted Tomsky. I'm doing the trenchers, dude. So, and I've been talking a little bit here, saying you said you do well with these. I'm sure you do. The only other Pro line that I've tested so far were the Treps. The Treps did well. The reason I tested the Treps is because they were bigger, and my test board setup is kind of, it works better with the bigger diameter tires. But I think these things are going to do well. They fit actually really well with the Class 1 Endura yellows. So I think they're going to do well. I'm not going to test them right now. I'll do the whole video thing, you know, later on. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to that test. I think it's going to be a good one. Let's see. For now, I think we'll just throw Wiley's Everydays, the Endura Mavericks back on him. So I don't know if I've missed something, Tomsky. The 24 Yep contest. So I guess I haven't been paying attention. I was going to ask about your Vader contest. Is that still going? Did that kick off? Did I miss it? I mean, obviously I'm familiar with 24 Yep, but I haven't watched his stuff. The rigs are on the way. Cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Vader thing. I'll definitely tune in for that and watch that. I like the build off stuff. I remember years ago now, but when I kind of first got into this, I'm sure you guys have probably heard of. He posted it today. Okay, I'll have to go check it out. You guys are probably familiar with Scale Builders Guild and Harley Design. So those guys used to do build offs all the time. They were fun to watch. So I like the whole build off idea. It's pretty cool idea. So Rutro Roarge, we're missing there we go. Missing a hex. I thought we lost it. So I've seen several of your lives, Tilted Tomsky, but I go back and watch them. But I always miss them. And I'm bad at these things too. I don't announce it or anything, and it's just kind of whenever I have time to do it. So I apologize for that too. I would post them in advance if I knew when they were going to be. I would let you know when they're going to be, but I don't know when they're going to be. They're just going to be whenever they can be. So, hey, Clean Line, good to see you. So we mounted up some trenchers with the Class 1 Endura yellows, and we're going to test those. Those are going to be the next on the list. You guys probably didn't see, I tested these things. That's what I unmounted to get the Pro lines mounted up, and they are RC TRJILA, RC Tajila. I don't know. RC crawler tires. They were like $9 for a set of 4. They are not good. I I keep trying, I keep wanting and thinking and hoping that that I will find some gem on Amazon for $9 that are awesome, like really, really good. But it's probably not going to happen. There's probably a reason that they're only $9. At least that's what we're finding so far. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna put him up for a second, and I'm gonna grab the live stream build, the 10th scale, and talk about some changes that have been done to him, so you guys can get a look at him, and we'll see what happens from there. RC full drive Patagonia is on the way. That would be interesting. I like some of the RC four-wheel drive tires. Some of them are really good. I had good luck with was it MTXs, I think, an X2 SS. What's the name of them? I've got them here. I tested them not too long ago. I tested a set of RC four-wheel drive scramblers. The scramblers did a 59. So they're like, I don't know, top 5 or something. They did really well. So let me put him up. I'll grab the unnamed. Don't have a name for him yet, but there is the live stream build, quote unquote live stream build. So he's had a lot of work done to him that was not on the live stream, but he's together. He's running. He's working. One of the interesting things that I did was an RC four-wheel drive light kit, which I've never had a light kit like this. It's got this big controller here. It does blinkers, so when you turn the wheels, your blinkers light up and flash. And I've never had a light kit that was that advanced before. So he's got some taillights. And so, yeah, I mean, going for kind of a beater look, rusted out fenders and all that good stuff, chewed up a little bit from rusting. So they're a little chewed up. But, I mean, it's not great, but it doesn't look too bad. So that's the body. And chassis, we added a TRX4 front bumper. Changed out the servo because of that light kit. So that light kit will only take 6 volts. So I had to go to a direct power servo so I could turn my BEC down and not pop those lights. I've got a winch controller in here. I don't have the winch yet. It was on back order. So we're going to do one of the bumper mounted RC four-wheel drive winches, I think. What else? This has been in the videos, but we went back to the TRX4 skid. We're still rocking those Mias portal axles, the cheapies, and they're doing fine. His turn radius is not the best, so that you don't get. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not the best I've ever seen. So I'm sure I could grind down the stops a little bit, maybe get a little more out of it, but I think it's all right for now. He's just going to be a trail rig anyway, so. So we shall see, but that's kind of it for this guy too. I don't really think I have a lot more on this guy. Oh, we got a receiver box in there. Everything's nice and waterproof now. So I don't know if I talked about. We went down to 85 millimeter shocks. The 95s were just too tall, and he was weird and sat up too high, and so we shortened him up with those. I think that's about it. Mostly what I accomplished was the wiring of the lights and then the painting of the body. So, and I didn't do anything correctly. Those are just glued in with shoe goo. The wiring is just glued in with big daubs of shoe goo. I don't know if I did those taillights correctly or not, the way they're wired. It was the only holes that the two bigger 3 millimeter diameter ones fit in. So
Why are we in Brazil?
3 hours. Yeah. It's. I don't even think it's 3, Tomsky. I think it's like 2. Yeah, because I'm north of Springfield, so I'm not all the way to Springfield. I mean, I know where you are. I think Tilted. I actually went to school where you are, so I actually know it pretty well. I recognized. I think I recognized some of the rocks you were crawling on. I think I recognized them. They're a park, a city park, where you are. If I'm right, if I'm remembering correctly. So okay, but did you crawl at a city park in Columbia? Because some of the rocks, I was like, I think I know where that might be. So, yeah, Capon. Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah. There's also one, Capon Park. Yeah, that's a good one. I remember they take yard waste, I think, at Capon Park. I remember hauling huge, huge loads of how, like, when a tree would fall down or something, you would load all the and all your lawn clippings and all that stuff and just take it down there to Capon Park and dump it. And they grind it all up for mulch. It's pretty cool. But no, there's another park. It's a city park. I'm trying to think of what the road is it's off of. It's off Nifong. You make a left, and I can't remember the name of that road. Anyway, it's up there on the left, kind of like, it would be behind, like where Shakespeare's is up there, and trying to think of some of the restaurants right there. It's kind of like behind what used to be Gerb's. I don't know what. I think they changed it to a different grocery store now, but it used to be Gerb's. Kind of back in there. There's a big lake and stuff there too, and they had some pretty cool rocks down in a playground area. So yeah, there's little spots kind of dotted all around Columbia. So yeah, it's a good place, a good little town. So, but there is the next thing with this guy, and I don't know, Tilted Tomsky may know this, but it's turkey season right now in Missouri, spring turkey season. So I do a lot of my trailing in Mark Twain National Forest. So Mark Twain National Forest is, the closest piece is about 20 minutes from here, but there's lots and lots and lots of just like literally thousands of acres of Mark Twain National Forest. It's kind of between here and Fort Leonard Wood, and then it goes on past Fort Leonard Wood too, almost all the way to Salem, I think. So there's lots of places to go. I'm kind of finding new spots, just on different maps like onX and stuff. I just find new places that have, places to park. And so I've been going out to those and just kind of doing trailing around. There's a new challenge on Scaletra that's a 10K. So, and it's an RC four-wheel drive challenge, believe it or not. So this is, even though this is a TRX 4 Sport, mostly, this is the most RC four-wheel drive truck that I have because of this body. So I think I found a spot on onX where I can take this thing and go get a 10K in. So that's the plan. It's probably a terrible plan because this thing has never been driven outside of like my basement. So, but I mean, it's got it's a Fusion SC 1800. It's Mias axles. I mean, what could go wrong, really? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. But that's the plan. So as soon as turkey season's over, because Mark Twain National Forest, there's a ton of public land guys that go out and hunt turkeys there. and I'm not hunting turkeys this year, but I definitely, if I were hunting turkeys on public ground, I definitely wouldn't want some dork with a, tiny truck, making a bunch of noise and driving past my my hunting area, or driving, and chasing turkeys around unintentionally when I'm trying to hunt there, or going to hunt there the next day, right? So we're going to leave it alone until turkey season's over. As soon as turkey season's over, this guy's going to go on a very long initial trek in Mark Twain National Forest. I hope that I found one. I think I found a trail that's long enough to get, three and a quarter miles out and back, or something like that. It's 6.22 miles, I think, something like that, for a 10K. So that's going to be his initial drive. At least that's the plan for now. Is literally the first time he gets driven outdoors will be for 10K, which, like I said, it might be a terrible idea. I might be carrying this thing for 5K because he might get all the way, if my luck, he'll get all the way to the end and then just die for some reason. But I'm going to take two 2200s and I think two 1300 packs, because I have no idea how far he's going to go. I mean, it's portals, but it's not a ton of gear reduction. I think I got him on a 15 tooth pinion on the stock spur, which is, I don't remember, 54 maybe, 54 on a TRX4. So he's on 419s. So, he's got the little tires. You got to turn those a lot more times than you got to turn a 475 to get a mile. But again, I think a 2200, if he can get to the end, if he can get, if we can go one way 3.25 miles on one 2200 and one 1300, then I know we're golden, and we'll just turn around and come back and we should be good. And as I've said in my other trailing videos before, if I got to carry this thing for 3 miles, I've carried heavier for longer, so it's not that big a deal. It would be disappointing, though. It'd be disappointing if I took him out, the RC 4-wheel drive challenge, the RC 4-wheel drive truck, first run, maiden voyage, and he didn't make it. That would kind of suck. So fingers crossed that he makes it. I think he will. But anyway, that's the plan. That's going to be turkey season ends on the 10th, which I guess is next Sunday, I think. Yeah, next Sunday, I think it ends. So that following week, if I can carve out a day, it may be the following weekend even, but I'd like to carve out a day, like middle of the day, and take him out and not be very smart, because taking a truck out that you've never had outside before on a 10K right out of the gates, probably not smart. There could be gremlins that I have not yet identified, but I think that's the plan. I think that's what we're going to try to do. So we'll see if we get it accomplished. I've got videos like staged out for a couple of months now. So if we do get that accomplished, I might break into the regularly scheduled programs and throw that in on a on a Saturday or something, so you guys can see that. So anyway, I think that's going to be it for tonight. Thank you guys for stopping in and hanging out. I appreciate it. Appreciate all the subscribers and all the likes and the comments and all that good stuff. Sawtooth Crawler made a post or a comment on my page. I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't even know. Yeah, see you, Tilted. Thanks for stopping in, man. I didn't even know that was possible. Like, however he was communicating with me, I didn't know that was a thing. So I apologize to Sawtooth. I think that thing sat out there for like 7 days before I saw it. I just replied to it. I think I know how to check that now. So I'll check it in the future. And if I get more comments like he did, obviously I'll respond to them. Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. Again, I apologize. I'm very bad at all this stuff. So I don't know. I got on Discord not too long ago, and somebody sent me a message that I didn't know I received, or didn't even know to look there. And then we were talking on somebody else's live stream, and he's like, dude, what are you, why are you being a jerk? I didn't mean to be a jerk, man. I didn't even know that that was a thing. So now that I found it, though, I will look at that area, you know, and try to respond to all that stuff. So, but no, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, and your Sawtooth, your videos just continually amaze me at how beautiful the scenery is, how well they're you know, videoed, and just do a great job and build some really pretty rigs too, really good rigs. So really like that channel. If you guys aren't already subscribed to Sawtooth, you should definitely do it because he's doing some really cool stuff. So anyway, yeah, I think that's going to be it for tonight, guys. Appreciate everybody stopping by. And hopefully the next time you see this guy, he will have completed the 10K RC Full Drive Challenge on Skeltra. And of course, there'll be a video. It'll be long because it's a long way. I'll cut out a bunch of it because I ramble on those things. And I'm sure people, you know, can get tired of that. But if I don't ramble too much, I'll try not to ramble too much, and we'll try to just like show some running video. So anyway, I won't be able to resist. I'll run my mouth all the time. It's just kind of, I mean, I know it's going to happen. So anyway, next time you see him, RC Full Drive Challenge completed, hopefully. And the very first thing we're going to do with this thing is put 10K on it, which is kind of cool, I think. So we'll see if it works. All right, guys. Again, thank you very much for all the subscription, you know, everything that you guys are doing. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. And we will see you next time. Thanks.